Sumit, you don't need to be Amitabh Bachchan's son. I think you have your own identity. Thanks for your humorous and very inspiring speech. Thank you.
Thank you.
The third speaker is going to be Abhishek Jain. With my thoughts actually, given a crore of money, he wants to. One of the things he wants to buy is a BMW. I think that is a good decision actually. Thank you. And he is going to talk about, and his theme of the speech is going to be cross-examination of a discriminator. He will be evaluated by Amit Khansal. So, cross-examination of a discriminator by Abhishek Jain.
23rd July 2007. Odisha police found 30 polythene bags near a hospital in Bhubaneswar, stuffed with female fetuses. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the ugly world. I recently celebrated my end of my first year as a father. I have a daughter born in a sophisticated private hospital. The nurse working there, similar to the nurses working in a government hospital, came out of the operation theatre and said in a hush-hush voice, "She is a girl," with all the big hopes of getting hefty tip crash landed. When I was in my engineering college, one of my friends came back from his hometown after his elder brother became parent, but his parents didn't allow him to bring sweets because it was a girl, not a boy. That was scene number 1 from a metro city like Delhi. Then comes scene number 2, 2001, in a small town in Rajasthan. A woman asked the nurse after gaining consciousness on her in the hospital, "Is it a boy or is it a girl?" The nurse replied, "You have got a Kani Chori." You know, Kani Chori means a girl with a disability in one eye. That lady got a boy, but the nurse said so just to avoid the blame of having a buri nazar on that baby boy. That was special, right? Friends, centuries are taking turns, but this one thing which is seriously consistent in our society is still a wish for a baby boy. Can we assume that this was the previous generation who did this kind of discrimination, and we, the next generation, educated people, will not do that, and we will see a change and revamp society in the next 15 years? Can we assume that?
Unless we really do something about it.
For the people who thinks yes, here comes scene number 3. When I broke this news that I will be a father soon, one of my cousins called me and advised me to give a flower of a tender coconut, I don't know where I can find it, to my wife to eat so that she can deliver a boy. My cousin is a doctor. And the gender of a fetus is decided at the time of conception only, it cannot be changed later. That's a fact. Well, this is a big topic now. I don't want to go into legal aspects. I want to concentrate on the psychology of people and some point of views which stand irrelevant in these modern times. So I want to narrow down this discussion with one question, its 3 probable answers given by the society itself, and my counter arguments against those answers. So the question is, what is so special about boys and why do people prefer boys over girls? Answer number 1, boys will carry the family name. Answer number 2, from your side, please. Tell me, what do you think people can say?
We'll take care of you in the...
Exactly. Answer number 2, I knew that someone would say that. Answer number 2, boys will earn and take care of their parents. Answer number 3, wedding is a costly affair for girls' parents. So here comes my counter arguments against these answers. Boys will carry the family name. Tell me today, how many of you or how many of us remember or know our grandfather's father's name? Tell me. It's very difficult. Very difficult. What is this fuss about family name? What's so special about surname, family name? We are not Marathas or Jamidars of 1800 era or 1700 era when we used to boast about our bloodline, that I am son of that, grandson of that. In this modern times, friends, I believe what we do is what matters. Could Chelsea Clinton have outvoted President Obama in 2008 presidential election, if she has run obviously, just because she is the daughter of former US President? Can she? Could she? No. How many of us know father's name of Rajiv Gandhi? Forget about grandfather. I hope someone would know, but see, so many hands. He is still son of Indira Gandhi, grandson of maternal grandfather Nehru, not paternal grandfather. We don't know him. Rahul and Priyanka are still flaunting bloodlines of Nehru, not their paternal grandfather. Counter argument number 2, that, what was the answer?
Take care of you.
Yes, boys will take care of their parents. So in these times, when so many people coming from their hometown to city like Bangalore or even going abroad, the best they can do to their parents is keep sending money. There are instances where people settle it abroad, not even coming to India, and coming only when one of their parents dies. It's a fact, I know that, such instances. And with a growing foresight of future, safe future, investment options, retirement plan, all those things, I don't think money would be a kind of favor to ask from the children anymore. We all are planning for such a future where we will not ask money from our children. So if your son is not with you and you don't need money from him, how does it matter whether it's a son or daughter? Got it? Argument number 3. Wedding is a costly affair for parents, girls. I agree, totally agree. But until and unless we make our daughters educated, smart and independent, we will continue to be haunted by this Tory ghost. This problem is more severe in small towns and cities where girls generally do not take education from the point of view of financial independence and profession. So that way this problem comes in a more severe form. So I think that a eligible groom can be bartered against a well-deserving bride. So friends, here I want to conclude with 2 more thoughts. 1, let the Chanda Kochars and Indra Nuis of the future see this world. And number 2, don't just sit back, relax and happy that we are educated, we do not discriminate. Someone else in our society, in our vicinity, in our family even, must be doing this kind of discrimination. So be proactive, keep your eyes open, spread the word and take the pledge that we will root out this evil from this society. Together we can and we will make a difference.